Hello, I'm Kyle Bradshaw from Chaparral Motorsports, and today I want to introduce you to the brand new 2020 RZR Pro XP. Now, if you are a fan of the most powerful side-by-side on the market, this guy now takes that prize. At 181 horsepower and measuring in at just 64 inches in width, this car is going to be a game changer. Now, we're going to take you on a walk around of this car today, and we're going to give you comparisons between the XP Turbo and the XP Turbo S. Now, in doing my research and looking at what was new about this car, there are some very striking features that make this car very unique. In addition, it has some features that it's brought over from the XP Turbo, and then some other features from the Turbo S. It's really like they shuffled the deck and then gave this car some enhanced improvements. One of those is going to be the 181 horsepower that's going to be industry leading at the moment. Now, Polaris is touting this car as the perfect driving machine. Basically, the other cars could perform to a certain point, but they couldn't perform at this level. Now, one of the main things that's going to get this car to that level is going to be its one-piece frame. All of the other cars, when you get into the whoops, into the wallows, the car kind of moves and shifts a little bit. The internal parts of the car flex. This car, that is eliminated. The single piece frame that they put into this car gives it a rigid and dialed precision feel as you're out there tearing it up in the desert, the mountains, the woods, wherever you happen to ride. Now, how is this Pro XP putting the power to the ground? It's pretty interesting. Now, the XP Turbo features a 29-inch tire, and the Turbo S, as you know, has a 32-inch tire. So what the Pro version of this vehicle has is a 30-inch tire on a 14-inch wheel. This Pro XP car running these 30-inch tires is going to allow it to have the weight savings over the 32s. It's going to give it just that much more performance, so it can most effectively use that 181 horsepower. Now again, this car is all about top performance, being the most pro-oriented car in all of the side-by-side market. When comparing the overall specs of this RZR Pro XP premium car to the RZR XP Turbo and the RZR XP Turbo S, we're looking at the same amount of payload. All of those cars have a payload capacity of 740 pounds. Again, the horsepower is the biggest difference. They went from 168 to 181. The overall vehicle size is definitely bigger, or at least longer, in this unit than the other two. This car comes in at 126 inches versus the XP Turbo at 119 and the Turbo S at 122 inches. Now, in talking about width, it's exactly the same width as the XP Turbo at 64 inches and quite a bit narrower than the Turbo S, which measures in at 72 inches. This car does have a wheelbase of 96 inches, which is 6 inches shorter than both of the other models that we're comparing. Interestingly enough, the fact that this car is a little bit longer and has more horsepower than either of the cars that we've looked at so far, the dry weight of this car is actually lighter. The Turbo S weighs in at 1,781 pounds, where this brand new RZR Pro XP Premium is weighing in at 1,749 pounds. Another feature about the Pro car that I really like is the fact that you can go further on a tank of fuel. This car features 12 gallons of fuel as compared to the XP Turbo and the Turbo S, which both have only 9.5 gallons of fuel. When looking at the front suspension or the front shocks, this car features the same shocks that we're going to find in the XP Turbo. It's got the 2-inch Walker Evans needle with 16-position adjustable clickers. Now, the one thing that is different is the fact that this car has 17 inches of usable travel versus the XP Turbo, which has 16 inches of travel, and the Turbo S, which has 19 inches of travel. Moving to the rear suspension, we have a 2.5-inch Walker Evans needle with 16-inch position adjustable clickers. The rear shocks and suspension combination of this particular car give it 20 inches of usable travel, as compared to the 18 inches for the XP Turbo and 25 inches of the Turbo S. Now that we talked about some of the striking differences that we're seeing on the exterior of the vehicle, let's jump inside and take a look at some of the creature comforts that Polaris has refined. Inside the car, you're going to find very race-inspired seats. These seats are going to give you a very connected to the car feeling. These are definitely race-inspired seats, much more so than we've seen on any previous Polaris model. Now when you jump behind the wheel of this car, you're going to notice that the steering wheel and the instrument panel are very different than the previous models. Not only can you adjust the height up and down, but you can also adjust it telescoping, closer to you and further away. The biggest difference that I noticed when I sat in this car and felt those controls is the fact that the instrument cluster itself moves with the steering wheel. Another very large creature comfort improvement is going to be that passenger grab handle over there. In the past, we've had a stick that's come out of the car that's had two essentially motorcycle type grips on it that's left the passenger feeling a little bit insecure when the going gets rough. As you can see, this grab handle is attached to the vehicle in 2 points, and when these clamps are secured, this grab handle is super secure. The style of this bar is going to allow the passenger to be able to change their handhold so that they can have the perfect grip even in the nastiest of terrain. Now that we've touched on a lot of the striking differences of this car, features, benefits, specs, and things of that nature, let's go ahead and finish this video up here in the front. Instead of being that large boxy look that the Polaris RZR is known for, this new Pro XP has a very streamlined, sexy, race-inspired look. If you've been contemplating getting a side-by-side, this is definitely a unit you should take a look at. It's got features and benefits of a smaller car with features and benefits of a bigger, more powerful car, kind of mixed together, giving you a really great pro option that's definitely going to get you where you need to go faster and with more precision. This car is going to be a game changer, and you're going to want to come take a look. I highly recommend you come down to Chaparral Motorsports so you can feel just what it has to offer. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you like what you saw, give it a thumbs up. If you want more action like this coming directly to your email inbox, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Until next time, and as always, take care and ride safe out there.